If your dissertation committee is pulling you in different directions, you're probably feeling frustrated, confused, and maybe even a little defeated. One committee member tells you to cut a section. Another tells you to expand it. One wants more theories, while the other wants fewer citations and more results. You start wondering which feedback actually matters and whether you might be doing something wrong. Hi, I'm Dr. Matthew Courtney from Grad Coach. Over the years, our team has helped more than 10,000 graduate students navigate the dissertation process. And today, I want to talk to you about what to do when your committee isn't aligned and how to move forward without burning bridges or losing momentum. When I was working on my own dissertation, I ran into this exact problem. My advisor really didn't like the results of my survey, but other members of my committee found them to be useful. They argued among themselves about my methods while I worked to try to satisfy both sides at the same time. It felt impossible, and for a while, it stalled my progress out completely. Unfortunately, this is a pretty common issue, and it can be very frustrating. But it's important to know that this type of academic disagreement among committee members isn't just normal, it's expected. Committees are intentionally made up of people with different expertise, theoretical orientations, and priorities. If everyone agreed all the time, then there wouldn't be much value in having a committee at all. The problem isn't that they disagree. The problem is when you are left trying to reconcile that disagreement on your own. So, what can you do? First, identify whose role matters most at each stage. Your chair, or your primary advisor, is the person responsible for shepherding you through the dissertation process. When committee members give conflicting advice, your chair's guidance should usually carry the most weight. Now, that doesn't mean you ignore the others, but it does mean you shouldn't try too independently to arbitrate between them. If you're unsure how to prioritize feedback, that's a signal to pause, not to revise. Second, stop responding to feedback in isolation. One of the biggest mistakes students make is immediately implementing every comment that they receive, even when those comments contradict one another. This often results in revisions that please no one and creates even more confusion. Instead, you should compile the feedback. Look for patterns. Identify where advice directly conflicts, and then bring that synthesis to your chair to ask for guidance. Third, use neutral, professional language to surface the conflict. Remember, you're not tattling and you're not complaining. You're asking for direction. Use phrases like, I'm receiving different guidance on this section, and I want to make sure that I'm aligning with expectations. Or, could you help me prioritize this set of feedback? This language signals maturity and professionalism, not weakness. Most advisors would much rather clarify expectations early than clean up confusion later. Fourth, let your chair do the alignment work. It's not your job to negotiate academic politics or theoretical disagreements among faculty. That's your chair's role. In some cases, they may need to reach out to other committee members directly on your behalf. And in others, they may give you explicit instructions on how to proceed. Either way, you get clarity and protection. Finally, document decisions moving forward. Once alignment is reached, summarize it. A short follow-up email that says, based on our discussions, I'll proceed with X approach and deprioritize Y. This creates a shared record and prevents future confusion. Remember, committee conflict doesn't mean your dissertation is failing. It means you're working at the intersection of ideas, which is exactly where doctoral work lives. If this video helped, hit the like button so we know to make more videos like it. And if your committee situation feels especially complicated, drop a comment below. You're not alone, we'll read the comments and we'll do our best to help you find a way forward.